How's it going, YouTube, EDC and knife community? The Roving Ronin here for episode number 7. You'll remember, hopefully, early on we did a video. It's actually the first unboxing I ever did on camera on a knife I've been waiting on for a while. And of course, that was my Vero Axon. And I've had a chance to carry it now for going on 3 weeks, actually. It has been an experience. So let's get right to it. And let me give you my thoughts. The Vero Axon, just to recap, it's a liner lock, natural micarta, was supposed to be in marble carbon fiber, but due to the shortages I'm sure we've all experienced over the past year, they were held up. I chose not to wait, so I got these instead. But yeah, absolutely not at all unhappy about it. First off, absolutely a full-size carry. The blade length overall, we'll get to that in a second. I want to redo the measurements. Covered them in the first one, but I want to redo it. The blade geometry, the fullness of this blade makes it feel much larger than it is. And the great thing about this is it's not an overbuilt knife. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just not a, that old ZT Hinder type of overbuilt feel to it. It has a lighter touch to it, but the simplicity of the engineering is its absolute perfection. It's absolutely beautiful. And first of all, it's got completely drop shut action. So, yeah. The cutting edge on this thing is pretty close, I would guess, but let's do an overall measurement again, just to refresh my memory. I'm trying to see if I get my hand oils into the micarta. Patina it up a little bit. All right, if I'm remembering right, this comes in, yeah, this was coming in at 8 inches right on the button. Okay, for blade length overall, it's about 3.4. And cutting edge, just under that. It's about 3.2. I want to maybe slightly over that. We'll say 3.2 for the cutting edge. So now, obviously, it's a full-size carry. Not an expert in any local laws anywhere. I know some people do have restrictions, so that's something to keep in mind if you're looking for a knife. But it has a feel to it, just way beyond that 3.4. It's got a good feel, and it's a light knife. I know that my choice of handles contributed to that a little bit, although I can't imagine the carbon fiber would have been that much more. I don't have a scale. I'm going to start that in the future too, so we can start weighing them. But I can tell you that it's coming in under 4 ounces. If I remember the exact weight when I got it, it's, just in there, maybe 3.7 or so. Now, I'm gonna give you some comparison, something to kind of judge it to. And yes, I'll be the first one to say this in case you're thinking it. This is something absolutely inspired by Metal Complex. And the reason I'm doing it, not to mimic the man, although you'd be silly not to at least try, right? No, it's just, it's the feature that he's done that I remember gravitating toward. A lot of people do, knife reviews online. Obviously, I'm doing them now. But the thing that kind of made me gravitate toward him more was the way he compared it, the way he showed. He always managed to have a knife that I have. So I was able to get a much better feel for some of the things he's got, right? So here we go. First one we'll do is the old Para 2, just because of the size. I figure those are going to be a little bit more equal. It's going to look bigger on top because of the perspective. And We'll do the power 3. All right. Let me try another knife here. Just get a better, a little ZT562. So, speaking of overbuilt and full-size EDC carries, this one's a good one to give you perspective. I know the ZT's coming in about 3.5, so the blade length's a little bit bigger. It's much heavier, but the Vero's honestly got it absolutely beat on Action. You can see when you look at Joe Vero's apparel or posters or the little work trays that he has, not the trays, the mats, excuse me. You know, he's got engineering images and blueprints, and you know, you can see the love for engineering behind what he does, and you can feel it. You know, when you're handling these knives, they're literally engineering marvels. And when I say the simplicity of this knife is its perfection, that doesn't take anything away from the absolute gorgeous engineering and construction. There's that recessed sunken liner lock in there. It's just so comfortable. Just such a smooth transition. You know, someone put a lot of love and thought into making that. And, you know, Wharncliffe blades had to grow on me. I'm sure you all remember the big wave, the Wharncliffe wave. So they had to grow on me, like a lot of things. You know, Spyderco's had to grow on me too. But it's just the geometry of this. Okay, it's not, you know, there's been other knives out there with a similar blade geometry, but just damn, the way everything comes together on it is absolutely phenomenal. So I can tell you, I would rate this. I don't really have a rating system. Not necessarily sure I want to get into one because stirs up some bad feelings, you know, when you rate something that somebody else has an opinion of. I can tell you from my perspective as a knife collector, an EDC enthusiast, yeah, this is absolutely, not only is this a keeper, but it's so piqued my interest in Vero. I keep my eyes peeled because there's a couple I think I'd really like to get my hands on, including the Synapse. But that'll be one for another episode. So overall, I'm absolutely loving the Vero. The Vero Axon. I got the liner lock. Of course, never knowing how the drops are gonna work out. Sort of wish I had waited for the frame lock because I gravitate toward frame locks. But you know what? I'm not at all disappointed. And you know, obviously, it gives you that chance to have those full scales front and back, which I'm really loving. I'm really, really loving with this. The way they did that sunken liner lock in there is just great. It transition, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but the transition on that is absolutely phenomenal. These were priced at, I'm gonna say $265, I believe I paid for this. That was a bit of a reduction without the marble carbon fiber. You know, some money got taken off, so. But yeah, it's still coming in at a sub $300 knife. Not even to begin to start a debate about expensive knives, non-expensive knives, whether they're worth it. You know what? They're worth it if you enjoy them. You know, if you pay for a knife and you pay X number of dollars for that knife and you love that knife and you enjoy it, well, did you pay too much? How much is that enjoyment? How much is that satisfaction having a knife you really love worth? And that's actually a great segue into our next episode. In our next episode, I get to show you guys a grail knife that I have come across. I have a short grail list. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not going to tell you it's 3 knives. I won't go into them now. I don't want to spoil any anticipation about the upcoming episode. But after about 2 years of searching, diligently looking, passing up on some used ones that were incredibly overpriced. I was able to go through our channel's dearest friend, Joe Tarbell, the owner of JT's Knife Shop, who himself was keeping an eye out for me, and I was able to get my hands on it. And with that, let's close this out. Thanks again for joining us. And do me a favor, guys. Leave me some comments if you see this, and give me some ideas on things you want to see. Knives you've been interested in, EDC gear you've been interested in. You know, we've even decided, I have a tiny production team here, but we've been thinking about maybe doing some retail reviews. You know, I do some on-location stuff. Our last episode, we were going through that amazing knife collection. And wait, there will be future episodes. Joe's got about 1,000 knives that came from, I think, 3 separate collections. It's amazing. We haven't even gotten to the custom stuff yet. We just covered the Spydercos in episode 6. Absolutely amazing, but that's obviously for future episodes. But yeah, you know, knife retailers, whether it be a Bass Pro Shop, anywhere that you can think of that somebody has wondered, you know, what can I get for my money if I go in there? You know, we'd be happy to go down, run through it. We'll set up some parameters, maybe a budget, see how things go. But yeah, give us some feedback. This community is really the inspiration for me doing this. So it would be silly of me not to want to know what the community was thinking. So guys, I want to thank you all for joining us again. Please don't forget, if you liked what you saw, go down there, smash that like and subscribe button, and that will give you the heads up when we have new episodes coming out. You can also follow me at Bill's EDC _obsession on Instagram. I always post a link for the videos when they come up. Now, as of right now, we're on a schedule of every Friday at 7 p.m. So stay tuned. We're going to try to keep bringing you the best content available. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to see and help shape that content. Guys, have a great night. Thanks for joining the Roving Ronin. And as always, stay sharp.